so mad at you with the attitude I'm getting from you today.
Oh, really?
And then you
My
look,
attitude, okay.
and then you look absolutely beautiful, and I hate you for it.
Okay.
You're not supposed to look beautiful while I'm upset with you. I wanted you in your sweats, no makeup, so I could hate you more. Oh my God, this girl is wearing me out.
I'm wearing you out.
God bless America.
Remember how Steve says, I'm always late. I just come in whenever I want. Everyone's waiting on me and I just show up. Well, guess what, Mr. Trevino? I've been sitting here for, almost 20 minutes.
It doesn't feel good, does it?
It is 11:49.
It doesn't feel good, does it?
And I have been waiting on you.
It doesn't feel good, does it?
as well for 20 minutes.
It doesn't feel good, does it?
Huh?
It doesn't feel good, does it, to wait for somebody?
No, I just don't.
Does it feel good? Or is it frustrating? Is it frustrating to have to wait for somebody?
That face is frustrating.
Is it frustrating?
That face.
Is it frustrating? Because I know the feeling.
No. It is not the waiting that frustrates me because I can find things to do.
This podcast is so great.
We're in our home. It's not the waiting that frustrates me. It is the you shitting on me. It is the hypocrisy that frustrates me.
Oh my God, yes. Tell me more.
Is what
Tell me more about
me.
hypocrisy. Let's talk about hypocrisy. That's my whole act. That's my entire stand-up act is the hypocrisy. She makes the rules, doesn't have to follow them, and then somebody else has to follow them.
Wow.
This is so great. Let's just dive in.
Let this podcast serve as proof that you do the same. And Rick doesn't know this.
Hey, Rick. Tables have turned.
I would also like to point out that this morning, yours truly took out the trash. So that whole joke about how I'm the bag lady and he's the trash man.
Isn't that hilarious?
It's not one time.
There has been a lot lately of you forgetting to take out the trash.
I absolutely
and me
love
having
this today.
to do it.
I am loving it today. It is backwards day, and you are getting to be me, and I get to be you. And I'll be honest with you, being you feels pretty fucking great. When you called me and you're like, you forgot to take out the trash, and I was like, oh, sorry, and I just went about my day. I didn't rush back. I wasn't. Opposite day's good. And I will tell you this, fellas out there listening or watching this podcast. I turned her down for sex one time, and oh my God, did the tables turn? She was like, "What? What?" And I was like, "Dude, I'm tired." And she was like, "What do you mean you're tired? You're tired?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am tired." So from now on, we just need to start flipping the script, Rick. We gotta flip the script. And we got to teach them and teach it. Now I'm teaching her what it is like to be me. Now tomorrow or Friday,
you're making excuses.
Friday, I want you to wake up early and go to San Francisco and do shows and be away. Let's do a full opposite. I love it.
If I could do stand up, I would. No, I can't do stand up. There's no way I could go do stand up.
We know.
But I would get on that plane and go and do it.
What do you think about this? I didn't know what we were going to talk about today. I mean, I knew what we were going to talk about, but I didn't know what other topic would come up. What do you think about that, Rick? The flipping the script. It feels pretty good.
Can I betray your guys' trust right now?
Of course.
So when Steve texted, he said, we're running about 10 minutes late. We're running. And then when Renae texted, Steve's running 10 minutes late.
Yeah, no.
Do what you want with that information.
No, I'm telling you, dude. It is. I live my life as a team.
If I had not communicated with Rick, you were going to try and pawn it off on me, and you're going to say Renee's late again. Surprise, surprise.
It's real simple. My money is our money.
Yes.
My success is our success. Her money is her money. My failures are not our failures. They're my failures.
That's not true.
That is very true. That is very, very true.
I was not running late. I was here on time.
It says exactly in the way that you text Rick, Steve is running late versus my text.
He can see me on the camera. I'm in the studio running around.
I live my life as a team.
You are nowhere to be found.
Everything I do is for us. Everything you do is for you.
No, see, this one's going to bite you in the butt too, because now in another episode, something's going to happen because Steve's trying to throw Renae under the bus for no good reason.
I don't need to throw you under the bus.
I'm not the one who messed up this morning.
I don't need to read the comments.
I'm not the one who messed up this morning.
This podcast has been
What's the emoji for hypocrisy? For hypocrite?
That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Renae does whatever she wants, and then when I do exactly what she does to me, It is a problem. It is a problem.
Nope.
Does that happen at your house, Rick?
Nope.
No. Not at all.
See, I can hear it in his voice. Steve Trevino wins on this one. Can't wait to see the comments.
I don't think that's what the comments are going to say.
But you look absolutely...
You shouldn't have given me such a hard time.
Why do you look so beautiful? What's up with this dress? What's going on?
It's a rental. It's a good rental, so I wanted to bust it out. It's
That's
hot.
why you're upset, too, because you were looking all cute.
No, it has nothing to do with what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with what I'm wearing.
Just saying, Rick, fellas out there, start flipping the script.
No, you know what? I think, no, I'm also in a bad mood because of the goats in the back. And that's another example, I feel like, where you do whatever you want with those animals.
We're not going to get into the goats, dude. I already feel bad about it. Garrett already feels bad about it.
Rick just laughed. We're not going to get into the goats.
We're not getting into the goats, dude. No,
Rick, did you know we have 2 little goats now?
Yes.
Oh, that's right, because they were here at Easter.
Soon to be 1.
We have a sick goat in the back.
We have a sick goat.
Oh, no.
And it sucks. And it is sad.
And it's the nice, friendly goat.
It's the sweet goat that the kids love. And I got to take it to the vet today to see what we can do. But it makes me very sad. But, Renae was very upset with me because she thinks that I do not care as much for the goats as she does.
No, that is not how I phrased it. I said, I don't think we are on the same page about animals. And I meant that very vague as like, hey, because you've been running around like crazy, can we stop and have a moment and get on the same page about these animals? Both in the lessons we're teaching the kids through them and also how we handle vets and their care and all of that moving forward.
I agree, but that's my point. Is sometimes, Rick, I think that Renae sometimes thinks because my emotions aren't there that I don't care as much about the goats.
No,
I built them an entire playground. They have an oversized pen. They have shade. They have a house that they can go in. I bought them the best food, the best minerals, the best everything, because I truly do care about those goats and I want them to be well taken care of. I'm the one that goes out there and feeds them. I'm the one that goes out there and takes the kids out there. I don't know what happened to the goat.
To be clear, when I say we're not on the same page about the goats, I don't mean that one of us loves them more than the other. Or I'm not talking about you not showing emotion means that you don't care about the goats and I care about them more. I am not saying that at all. What I'm saying was, I feel like you were a little hard on Garrett because he got emotional about the goats.
I gave him a hug and I told him it was okay.
I didn't agree with how that was handled.
I told Garrett that I love him for his heart and that I understand how he feels. And I gave him a big old hug and told him I loved him. And I also told him that I would do what I can for that goat. And I'm going to.
Well, we should have gotten it to the vet a long time ago. Not a long time ago, but like...
We're going to get it to the vet.
We should have gotten it to the vet quick.
We're going to get it to the vet. I can't go to the vet
But you and I also need to be on the same... But you and I also need to be on the same page about like, okay, is it a goat? At what point do we...
Sometimes I'm sick and I just need to fart. And then I'm good. But my point is that I could not take her to the vet last night, and I will take it to the vet today. I am just as concerned and just as heartbroken that Garrett was very emotional about it as you are.
Okay.
As you are.
Okay, but I don't think we should get upset with him because he's emotional.
I did not get upset with him.
Losing an animal.
I did not get upset with him. That is God's creature. And we said a prayer last night. Every night we pray.
And if he wants to cry about it, that's perfectly fine.
That is perfectly fine. I did not scold him for having feelings and crying. I did tell him, however, to get it together because I very clearly explained to him it'd be different if it was something that we did or neglected.
Yeah.
We did not neglect the goats. We did not feed them or not have water or not have a clean space for them.
Well, and the truth is we never had goats before, so we don't know. We don't even know what it is.
Well, I mean, I've been reading up on it like crazy.
We could have overfed it. It's supposed to have more grass and hay than the feed.
And we've been doing that. I've been putting grass and hay in there for them because I did read that myself. So, again, you're upset with me for seemingly not to care as much for the situation. When I do. I care.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Okay. I just wish they'd gotten to the vet this morning.
Well, we're working on it. We're going to get the goat to the vet.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
The goat will get to the vet.
I tried to see if I could find a mobile vet to get to
And
us.
when the goat comes back super healthy and ready to go and looks a little different, that's what happens at the vet. It might not have the same pattern anymore. It might look different. That was mean, but funny. Anyway, anywho.
I know. Now we're going to have one lonely goat that doesn't even like us. The other goat doesn't even like us.
It'll grow to like us. It's a sweet little goat, and we will do our best to give that goat what it deserves.
Timmy says if you're going to have animals, you can't get attached to them. But isn't that the whole point of having animals? Why do you have animals if you're not going to get attached to them?
Well, I mean, you want to get attached to them, but it is hard. I mean, and that is a lesson in life that I think these animals will also teach our kids is that number one, we got to take care of our animals. Right?
Well, poor Delilah kept saying last night too. That's the other thing is I feel so bad. Poor Delilah kept saying last night because she thinks they're like her goats, that they were her present. And so she's like, they're my goats and I was supposed to take care of them and now it's sick and it's my fault it's sick.
No, we explained to them that we did everything right. We did everything right and we are doing everything right. You know, I'm cleaning out the goat pen, making sure they have a clean environment. We're feeding them minerals. I mean, we're doing everything we're supposed to.
Yeah.
So yesterday, and by the way,
now is the other one going to get sick too?
I sat there and force-fed water to that goat for 20, 30 minutes because I wanted to make sure it was drinking water.
Yeah.
So I do care. Were you
How'd
there?
you force feed it water? No, I was with Garrett at baseball. We came home to find this poor sick goat.
It sucks, dude. I get it. And I feel terrible. And I feel terrible that Garrett was heartbroken about it. And we prayed. Last night, we prayed for the goat.
Yeah.
You know, and we asked God to put his healing hands on the goat. And I'm hoping that the goat recovers. And I'm hoping that we can take it to the vet and maybe it's something easy.
Yeah.
Right? And if not, we'll buy another one.
I mean, you know, well, and Rick, our kids haven't lost a pet. Well, we have the chickens. We've lost chickens. I don't know. Why are we all so much more heartbroken over the goat than the chickens when we lose a chicken?
I don't know. I mean, you know, I will say that with the chickens, it's only been me that takes care of the chickens, that's on the chickens.
Yeah.
That cares for the chickens.
Yeah.
That cleans the chicken coop. This is the first time I have seen Renae take interest in our critters. So because Renae finally has gotten on board with it, we are now doing it as a family.
No, well, because it's a lot of work.
The goats have made it a family thing, which is what I was praying for and hoping that we could do this stuff as a family.
Well, I'm afraid to start making it a family thing because then you're just going to start getting more and more animals. And that's what I mean about we need to be on the same page about these animals is because you're already talking about getting horses for the back. And like, those are big animals and those are big vet bills. And that's like big health issues. So I am like, slow your roll with that, please.
I won't get them. You're right. We'll just get rid of all the animals. Okay. What else can we talk about?
I don't know. That just like put a on
no
everything.
shit. I wasn't going to talk about the goats. Well, I wasn't going to bring it up on the podcast.
Okay.
I had a weekend off. That's what I had last weekend. I will tell you that I love being home with my family. I love being home on the weekends. There was a for me a real moment on Saturday where we weren't doing anything.
What was Saturday? I don't even remember. We had baseball.
Or Sunday.
We had baseball on Sunday too.
We had baseball late Saturday.
Yeah.
And late Sunday. So we had the days to ourselves. And Delilah and I played on the sofa watching her little cartoons. And we giggled and I would tickle her and we would laugh and she'd climb on top of me. And that little moment is what I miss on the road.
I know. You looked over at me and you said, I don't get this in a hotel room.
by myself.
Yeah.
That little moment with my daughter, just relaxing on the sofa on a Saturday and Sunday, was everything to me.
Yeah. Oh, y'all had the father-daughter dance this weekend.
Well, I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
Yes.
We talked about that last week.
But it was just, that's what makes being on the road hard.
Yeah.
Right. At night, being at the club and being on stage and performing and making people laugh and shaking hands and hanging out, man, that's all great. It's those hours that I have to spend in the hotel during the day with nothing to do.
Yeah.
And I just want to be with my kids, and I just want to be with my wife,
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that I think that some people don't understand, and maybe yourself, where I want you with me, but you don't have to be on top of me. I want to. There's a sense of.
I want you there, but don't talk to me and ask me questions.
In a sense, yes. Does that make sense, Rick?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Like, I want my
I
family.
hope Gigi doesn't hear this.
But I want my family close.
Yeah.
We don't
yeah.
necessarily have to be talking to each other. We don't
I
necessarily.
want you here just in the other room where I can't hear you and see you, but I know you're there.
Not necessarily. Yeah, but even in the other room, like knowing that you are close
Yeah.
means a lot to me,
Yeah.
right? Even when we go on the road together and you wake up and you're like, I'm going to go do whatever.
Right.
And I'm laying in the hotel for that hour without you guys, I know that you're close.
Yeah.
And there's a sense of comfortableness for me that comes from my family's close.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just think how much it must stink like when you're watching Game Changer in a hotel room and you're watching Garrett's baseball games, and then sometimes you hear my voice in the camera cheering for him or another kid, or Delilah talking to another little girl when they pass by the camera. Like how
But
hard
that's a
that must
godsend
be.
for me on the road.
That you can at least see the game.
That I have something to look forward to. Like Friday night, if you guys have an 8:00 game, I ain't going out. Right? I'm planning my Saturday around the games.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to something. I'm like, the guys are at the bar at the hotel and they're laughing and having drinks. So I'm like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to bed because I got to wake up at 7 to watch Garrett's game.
I mean, I know it's huge for Garrett when you guys can talk about a play he made or a hit he had or something because he knows
I'm watching.
You saw it.
Right? He knows that I'm close and I'm watching every single play. And then I get my heart broken because my wife refuses to set up Game Changer with the good cameras so I can get a better view. But we finally figured it out here at the end. But that helps me through my weekends.
Yeah.
Being able to watch my son play and be a part of it and hearing you guys is also nice.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's actually, oh, there's my wife and she's supporting my son. And then I hear Delilah or somebody go, Delilah, come here. And I go, oh, I'm somewhat with my family versus not at all.
Yeah.
Right?
See, to me, that's harder. Like it's rare that I travel and I'm not with the kids, but like when I do, to see them, to see pictures, to me, it makes it harder almost.
The pictures make it harder, but the live video streaming of watching the game makes it easier, right?
Yeah.
Like this
You'll
weekend,
tell me, you'll be like, send me pictures. And I'm like, why? Why do you want to see all of the life that we're living without you? Like, that's hard.
because I want to be a part of it. And I want to be able to talk to my kids and go, hey, y'all went fishing. Oh, hey, y'all did that. That was really cool. But I want exclusives. Sometimes you send me a picture, then you put it on Facebook anyway. And I'm like, that's not an exclusive. I want exclusive looks.
You want the Patreon content.
Yes, the Patreon.
Inside stuff.
But no, it does help that I have something to look forward to. And I'm, this is Garrett's last tournament. So I am excited because no casinos in San Francisco. Right?
Yeah.
I've already seen San Francisco, so there's nothing really that I want to go see. So knowing that, okay, I'm going to at least get to watch two of Garrett's games
Yeah.
On Saturday and then possibly 2 on Sunday.
Yeah.
That excites me.
I'm bummed we're not going to San Francisco with you. Garrett's done it, but Delilah never has.
If somebody in San Francisco finds a diamond, please bring it to us. Mm-hmm. Renae lost her diamond.
Did we? I'm sure we talked about that on the
I don't know if we were doing the
at some
podcast at
point.
that time.
It legit, the center diamond fell out of my engagement ring.
Yeah.
And I like looked down and the ring was still on my finger, but I felt the prongs because I was doing this and I felt the prongs and realized it was gone. And I'd taken Garrett to the playground by our hotel that morning. I like retraced my steps, but how do you find a diamond? You wonder like who found that diamond?
I am excited about doing San Francisco only because it's a famous comedy town.
Uh-huh.
But, I haven't been there in so long. And the last
What's
time...
the club there?
Cobb's.
Cobb's. That's what I thought. Okay, it's Cobb's.
It's a very famous comedy club.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to be there. But last time I was there, it was for a corporate event. And I had flown in to do a one-day deal at I think it was the Wiltern. Is the Wiltern in San Francisco? What's the famous theater there?
I feel like there's a lot of Wilterns in cities, right? And Pantages.
I forget the name of it. It's a famous theater where like a lot of specials have been recorded.
Wilburn.
Uh,
I don't remember.
Golden Gate Theater.
the Fillmore.
Victoria.
The Fillmore.
Is that San Jose, Fillmore?
I think it's the Fillmore. But like the Grateful Dead played there, like really famous theater. So it was really cool to do a corporate event there.
Uh-huh.
And I hope that I don't hurt the feelings of the Bay Area people. It was scary. The city was scary.
Yeah.
It was like
This
zombie.
was last year?
Like
Was it COVID? Was it during COVID?
No, it was like a year and a half ago.
I can't remember the last time you were there.
It was zombie apocalypse. Like the streets were lined with homeless people.
Yeah.
They were aggressive homeless people. It wasn't like it was, and it wasn't centrally located where you can go, I'll avoid that area. Everywhere I went, the streets were littered with aggressive homeless people.
Yeah.
There were needles on the floors. There was human feces on the sidewalks. It was bad.
Rick, have you been to San Francisco lately?
I've never been.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a really cool, what's the word I'm looking for? Pop culture town. It's one of those towns that you just know. The trolleys, the pyramid building, the
Golden Gate
whatever
Bridge.
happened to a brick to diddle tea, right? we were watching
What is this?
Full House,
I
right?
was like, what are you talking about? The painted lady.
Mrs. Doubtfire, the Hulk. I mean, the Golden Gate
Is the
Bridge.
Hulk San Francisco? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, the Hulk is San Francisco. So it's a very cool city. Mark Twain, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Alcatraz. I mean, there's just so many things that you go, oh man, it's cool to see it in person.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, Rick, it was rough to say the least.
It's been a long time since we've been there.
The other city that I felt like that in was Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, and I hope I don't hurt people's feelings, but I'm just stating facts.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I saw, and
I'm curious to know if it's different this go round when you go.
Yeah, I'm interested. I mean, in the past there was a little bit of that, but not.
When I
crazy.
went, I mean, Garrett was little the last time I was there with you. We were still pushing him around in a stroller.
That's when you didn't strap him in the stroller, and you were pushing him.
Not me, you.
It was you.
It was you.
It was you. Don't even start. She was pushing
We've
the stroller.
each done it once. I did it once,
She
and
hit
then
the
you did it
curb,
once.
and Garrett face planted in front of all these San Francisco people, And they were like, oh my God.
No, you did it that time. I did it once when we were someplace else in California at like it was like a children's play farmy kind of thing. And when I did it, it was bad. It was bad. I was worried about his little head.
Bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that San Francisco has got their act together, I guess, is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah. I'm sure going to eat some good food.
The food in San Francisco, I would rival against anywhere in the world.
I remember when we went last time, it was like every restaurant was an experience.
Phenomenal.
If you're a foodie, it was like a great city.
Phenomenal.
I wonder how many Michelin star restaurants are in San Francisco. Is it right? Rick, isn't that? I think that's the factoid that San Francisco is the city with the most Michelin star restaurants.
I don't know, dude, but I will tell you this, Rick.
But good luck trying to get a reservation at one this weekend.
Any restaurant you walk into in proper San Francisco, the food is out of this world.
Yeah.
I mean, homemade marmalades, and I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean,
but I'm bummed. We're hanging back because it's the kids' last week of school, and then you turn around, you're home for a few days, and then we all leave for Europe. So we were like
for almost a week. We don't leave till Sunday.
June. Yeah, but you get back on Monday. That's not a lot of time. But
Monday,
we just figured probably had a good idea.
We'll have a proper Friday, Saturday off.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is exciting. And then we're doing our little. Oh, look, he's putting it on the screen there for us, like we're a professional.
28 restaurants, 39 Michelin stars.
Whoa, 39 Michelin star restaurants in San Francisco.
Wow.
That's more than I thought. I knew it had a lot, but 39.
Well,
wow.
maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll just eat all week.
Yeah.
And just go to nice restaurants. But I mean, I'm interested to see how it's going to go down in San Francisco this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I've been there in the past and it's been great crowds, and it's a comedy town, so they love comedy.
They appreciate comedy.
Yeah. I think last time I was there, I was at Cobb's, and then I want to say it was Steve Byrne, who's also a friend of mine, was at Punchline.
Uh-huh.
So, because Punchline's a smaller club, he did multiple shows, so I was able to run over there and catch a.
Say hi to him.
And we hung out afterwards and just had a really good time together.
So you're gonna have to see who's there. I wonder if it's
that's what I'm
someone
doing right now. I'm trying to see who's there the same weekend I am. Whom am I competing with?
Is that club downtown too? There's 2 clubs downtown San Francisco, or is it kind of like outskirts?
No, they're in the city.
Yeah.
Aaron Chen, never heard of him. He must be good if they're booking him.
I don't know who that is.
So my favorite story about Punchline San Francisco. Mm-hmm. I was touring with a headlining comedian, and we were doing the theater.
Okay.
And we had a day off. It was probably like a Thursday or something. And we had gotten into town, and I forget, that's just kind of the sad part. I forget who the headliner was, but I was like, ooh, I'm going to go hang out at the Punchline. Mm-hmm. Now, keep in mind, it's my first time to ever walk into this club, right? I'm lucky because I already knew a guy named Jeff Wills. At that time, Jeff Wills, he's now the head of comedy at Live Nation. Jeff Wills was running that Punchline, but I got to know him because of the Sacramento Punchline. Anyway, I already knew Jeff, and I knew Jeff was going to be there, or at least I was hoping that
you'd run into him.
That was my in, right? I'm a young comic. Years ago, I run into the Punchline. They let me hang out in the back, and they said, "Yeah, I think Jeff is going to be here later." I'm like, "Oh, cool." Jeff's absolute best friend in the whole wide world is a little comedian named Dave Chappelle. Jeff gets there, and he's with Dave. And I'm like, oh my God.
How many years ago is this?
Forever ago. I'm like, Rick, I'm like freaking out. This is Skinny Dave, right? Mm-hmm. And
he is skinny still.
No,
is he not
now
skinny
he's
anymore?
Grown Man Dave. Grown Man Dave is a different kind of funny than Skinny Dave. Would you agree, Rick?
100%. Absolutely.
So Jeff, and by the way, I never ever walked in a green room, even today, without being invited in. And I hope if there's young comedians out there listening, do not walk into green rooms like you fucking own the place. It's disrespectful, not a good look. I'm trying to be as cool as possible. I don't want to cause any problems.
Yeah.
Jeff invites me in the green room. And I'm like, oh my God, right? Trying to shut the fuck up, stay quiet, and just be a fly on the wall. Dude, they are laughing and giggling about Dave's about to go on stage, right? At that point, Dave opens up a duffel bag and starts putting a Ku Klux Klan outfit on. And Dave is like, oh my God, it's going to be hilarious, right? And he's wearing these white gloves. And remember, we're in San Francisco.
Well, I was about to say, like, so San Francisco, and this is like before woke culture is a thing, right?
This is 20 years ago,
Yeah.
maybe more. The comedian gets a note, and I sit at the bar. Like, I go to the bar, and they go, bring up Clayton Bigsby. So the comedian says, all right, guys, we got a special guest, Clayton Bigsby.
Yeah.
The fucking air came out of that room when he starts walking through the crowd to get to the stage. And he's in people...
Rick's pulling up pictures of Clayton Bigsby.
Yeah. Check about this. It might have made the news back then. Just check San Francisco Punchline. So he walks up there, and people don't know what's going on. A couple of people are like, "What the fuck? Boo, boo, fucking boo, dude!" And he plays every second of it. He goes on stage. I mean, he's getting booed. People are gasping. People are starting to get up.
What does he say?
Well, he starts to take his glove off,
So that you see his hand.
and then all of a sudden you see his black hands.
Yeah.
Right. And then he takes off his hood, and he's like eyes closed, like he's blind. And then he goes into this whole like racist rant.
As a blind black man.
I'm in the back, fucking losing my mind, laughing. I'm like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like I'm falling out of my chair. A third of the people are with me,
Yeah.
laughing.
They get it.
The rest of them are appalled.
Shocked.
And then he puts his hood back on. And by the way, he has the walking stick too. Jeff walked him up with the walking stick. Dude, it was
And he plays it straight the whole time, in character. He never
broke.
breaks character.
We go in the green room, and Dave is so excited about it. And he's telling Jeff, oh my God, it's hilarious. And Jeff's like, oh my God, it's so funny. Like, this is going to be great. You got to do it again. Like, I mean, just, I'm watching these two guys come up. Whoever came up with it, I can just imagine all them going, oh my God. And then we're going to do it at the comedy club. It's going to be hilarious. And I wonder what the reaction's going to be. And just to be a part of it.
Yeah.
To then, several years later, see it on the Chappelle Show and go, oh my gosh, I saw him
Create that. Yeah.
So it was just a really cool moment, Rick. Was there anything about it at the punchline?
I don't see anything, no.
It was awesome. Now, there's another great story from the punchline, San Francisco, that I'm like, well, now that we're talking about it, I should bring it up. There's a guy named Bobby Slayton.
Yep.
Okay, Bobby is a very aggressive comedian. I think his daughter went on to become an actor or famous singer. Very pretty girl.
I don't know his daughter.
But he's kind of got this rough around the edges, kind of Bobby fucking Slayton, you know. Rick, years later, and this I know made the paper because in the green room, the article is on the wall.
Yeah. At the punchline?
Bobby's talking shit to a guy in the front row.
Yeah.
This guy waits an entire year to come back, sit in the front row, gets on stage, and punches Bobby Slayton in the face. breaks his nose, and Bobby ends up finishing his set holding a rag with a broken nose.
What?
Yep. How crazy is that? Did you find that one, Rick?
I haven't yet.
Holy cow.
What club was it in?
Same thing, the punchline, right?
Yep.
Same club?
Yep.
Well, that's a little literal.
Yeah, the punch line, punch in the face.
By the way, Steve will be at Cobb's this weekend. Not the punchline. Hopefully no one shows up from years ago wanting to
Punch me in the face.
attack you on stage.
Yes, but I
At
know that there's an
Cobb's.
article about it because that article lives in the green room at the punchline. So my point is that it's a very famous comedy town from, Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Pryor actually went and reinvented himself in San Francisco. What a lot of people do not know about Richard Pryor is that he was very, very influenced by Bill Cosby. So when he first hit the scene, he literally sounds and makes mannerisms like Bill Cosby, and decided to go to San Francisco.
And then turn into something completely different.
Well, he modernized stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
He brought a raw, real life approach, an honest approach to.
Much darker than Bill Cosby.
Yeah. And that's the sad part. I think that there's a wave of, I want to be edgy for the sake of edgy. And it's
Yeah.
really not who they are as a person.
Or it's the, I
know?
don't enjoy? I don't enjoy the vulgar shock value.
Well,
Just for the sake of
that's
being
what's happening.
vulgar and shocking.
There's a lot of comedians that are, that's the comedy fad right now.
Yeah.
Is, can I talk about gross and faux pas things on stage?
And it's funny for a second, or even the feeling of being taken aback for a second.
Have you noticed
but then
that too,
after
Rick?
a while, you're like, eh.
Yeah. Have you noticed that too, Rick?
I have, and it's just not creative.
Well, I think that that's part of the reason that Nate Bargatze has had such success, because he did the complete opposite.
He's the antithesis of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think Nate is great, and he's really funny, and I think that I resonate with people because I'm kind of Nate with an edge. I think there's families like Nate that are very clean,
Yeah.
and then there's families like me and you, right? That we're a little more brash, and we're a little more aggressive, and we're a little more
Not as soft.
not as soft, right? But to not chew on the same gum.
Uh-huh. Are you going to talk about the father-daughter dance?
I have to.
Yeah. Did you get any more material?
Well, first of all, no, not really, but
Yeah.
she did pass out on the way there. And she goes, Daddy, play our song on the way there. I'm like, you got it, baby. So I put our song on, and I turn around, and she's fucking passed out.
What does she say y'all's song is? What does she pick?
Cross My Heart by George Strait.
Okay.
Dude, she was so out. I almost thought I had to come home. I could not wake her up.
When you texted me that she was asleep, I was worried about her peeing in her dress before she even got there.
Oh, she was knocked out.
Yeah.
Like passed out, and I'm like, baby, you gotta wake up, and one of those deals where she's just like, not having it or whatever. Finally wake her up, and I gotta say, dude, we are overboard.
Why? Well, I'm not surprised, but tell me why.
All the little girls were really looking at her
Because she wore a crown?
because she had her crown. And she had
Granted, the crown was not me. I picked out a few dresses on Amazon that I thought she might like, and I showed them to her. And then she just took my phone out of my hand, and she picked the one she liked. And then somehow she found a crown. I don't know. It must have been at the bottom of Amazon with when you shows your item, and then it's you might want plus this one and plus this one. Somehow she found a crown that matched her dress.
Well, she was definitely the belle of the ball. I mean, the older girls were coming up to her oh, hey, queen. Hey. And then the girls would say, ooh, hey, princess, I'm the queen. She would tell them, I'm a queen. And she had her little purse. She did ditch me As soon as we got there. Well, there's a photo booth. We got to do the photo booth. You walk in, you paid, you do your photo booth, and then you get to go in. She ditches me, and in a good way this time, because it was really tender and sweet that she has her little crew now.
She had her friends, her classmates.
Right? She had these little girls that were like, Delilah. And then she was like, so-and-so. And they would hug, oh, and you look so pretty. And to see girls interact is different than watching boys, right? Boys, Garrett's at the, a few years ago, he was at the hug my friend stage. They're not anymore. But that phase that Delilah's in is very different than the phase that Garrett was in, right? Garrett would see his buddies and be like, what's up? Quick hug. And then they'd be wrestling on the ground, right?
Yeah.
It was really cute to see these girls like holding each other back. Your outfit and your dress. And Delilah pulled out her chapstick. Do you need some of my chapstick? And then these little girls, like little ducks, were like just together, like running around together. So last time she ditched me, but it was kind of sad because she didn't have a group. And she'd hang out with a group, and then they'd be friendly to her for a little bit, and then kind of be like, you're not in our club.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this year was really special because she had her little crew.
Yeah.
And that little crew, and then, let's dance together. And then they would go out and they'd hold each other's hands, and then they would dance together. And then they were like hiding from these other little girls under the table. And then at one point, they completely bailed together. Like they're all holding hands. They leave like they're leaving the exit. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta follow these girls. And all of a sudden I see these other dads like, hey, where are the girls going? They all decided to go and do the photo booth together. And they all grabbed their little props and and then you would look cute with these glasses, and well, you wear this and I'll hold.
And they're 4.
They're 4, and Delilah's like, I have my crown. Of course, she had the crown, and then.
Did you dance at all?
I'm about to tell you. Cowgirls Don't Cry comes on, and she goes, dance with me, Daddy. And I danced with her the whole song. She sang it to me. And then at the end of the night, I was like, hey, can you guys play Cross My Heart by George Strait? And the DJ was like, oh, I didn't think of that one. That's a good one, because he's trying to do, daddy-daughter stuff.
Songs, yeah.
But that was the very end of the night. She danced with me a little bit. And then the other, there was 2 or 3 little girls that were helping. She's like, oh, I want to help. So I didn't get to dance with the whole time. I turned around. There's only 3 daddies left, and they were already cleaning. So then I ended up kind of helping clean up, right? But it was really good because it wasn't like last time. I felt like she completely ditched me, but then it was also sad because she didn't have a crew.
Yeah.
And this time it was like, well, she really didn't ditch me, right?
Yeah.
She found time for me. Right? Like in Vegas, when I find time for you, value that time.
I do. I do.
But it was special, and it was really sweet, and it was really cool, and got to chat with some of the dads there.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I got to make it, and I want to make everyone. And for us, they split them up this time. I don't know if you know that. So this one only went up to 3rd grade or maybe 3rd grade.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
The last one I went to was littles all the way to 12 and 13-year-olds.
Okay.
So this year they didn't do from what I understand from one of the dads, they just did a teen dance. So if you were, they didn't do a father-daughter thing. They just did.
Gotcha.
And then there was one mom there, and I was like, what are you doing here? And she was hanging out, but it was good and it was fun. I'm glad I got to do it.
Yeah.
It was good. Yep. So I will do it again.
She loved it.
Well, having a daughter is very, very different.
Yeah.
Very, very different.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it.
You know what's so funny is she is not as phased about, oh, never mind, I won't bring it back up. Because you're just saying having a daughter is very different. Garrett got very emotional about the goat, and Delilah did not get as emotional about the goat.
Dude, Delilah's like Renae. Shit happens. People die. Dude, Delilah's like Drago from Rocky IV. If he dies, he dies. Dude, she's like you. No emotion. No hugs. No kisses. I'm trying to soften her up. I'm trying to change my little Delilah. My little baby girl. Any questions, Rick?
I do. You have in your daddy-daughter picture here, you have a cowboy hat on, but it doesn't have the dent down the middle of the top. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah, it does.
You were wearing your blue cowboy hat. That's a custom cowboy hat.
Well, no, I wore the blue one for the pictures, and then it was too hot, so
They
that's
left.
the felt. That's for winter, and it looked good, but it was too damn hot, so I went and got the straw hat and took the straw hat to the deal. But I will say, when I take when Renae and I get dressed up to go to a dance or to a date, I usually wear my cowboy hat, and just like my daddy. And when I came out, I didn't have it on, and Delilah goes, "Are you gonna wear your cowboy hat on our date, like you do with mommy?" And I said, "Yes, baby." But no, it does, Rick. It does have that dent down the middle.
are you sure?
Yep.
I mean, sure, hat. You would know.
You want to go grab it?
The blue hat.
the blue
I don't
one.
know if I can. I don't know if I can reach it. You might have put it up, but it's beautiful.
Oh, that hat is rabbit. That one is rabbit. My Stetson is beaver.
Did you ever get that custom one that you had made that you talked about on the podcast?
Oh, bring the custom one. Yeah.
This is the custom one.
No, the custom one.
I can't show this to you. Wait, can you put that towards the camera?
And by the way, look what's in this is custom by Marquez Classics. I can put whatever I want in there. I put the Virgin Mary, which was nice. But bang, sexy Trevino, just like that.
It does. I got it. It does have it. So wait. Yeah. So why sometimes is there two dents, and then other times there's one?
Yeah, because mine just have
depending
the one.
on the style. This is traditional cowboy.
I think it's also the way you grab your hat, right? Like the way your fingers
This one's
fit
traditional.
in it.
And all these hats are from Marquez Classics. He will make anything and everything you want. This one is ultra custom because I call this one the Gambler. This one has, and I'm going to patent it right now. Nobody has ever done this. I have a pocket knife holster in my hat. I have a feather. I have dice for the Gambler. And then the bottom of that has the craps table on it. So this is my Vegas hat. If you wanted to order the Gambler from Marquez Classics in LA, he knows exactly how to make it, just like this. You'll get the custom everything. And this hat is just amazing. He stains it with coffee, is what he does. Yeah. He stains it with coffee. But yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll just put him right here. We'll end the episode with him here.
But it cracks me up. You got all these comics that have moved to Texas and they're adopting all the Texas culture. And, it was funny because when I was living in LA wearing my cowboy boots and my cowboy hat and my Western shirts, they would all make fun of me. They'd be like, "Oh, you fucking hillbilly. And what's the point of that stupid hat? And your big old belt buckle." And, that was the culture I grew up in. And to see all of them now wearing cowboy hats and cowboy boots.
I don't see it that much.
Oh, I'm seeing it. Some of them are my friends, and they were the same people that made fun of me. Yeah. And now they're wearing it. But let them do what they want to do.
It's a good look.
Yep. Any other questions, Rick, before we wrap this sucker up?
None that are short.
Well, give me the long one.
You really want a long one?
Yeah.
No, it's time.
I'm enjoying hanging out with you.
Okay.
All right. I'm going back to my list here. So let's not do any starting a fight. Which Renae, I liked your heading on your personal or your Facebook.
When I reposted the podcast episode on my Facebook page,
you just wrote, "Rick asks a question and it starts a fight," but it was supposed to. It was supposed to start a fight.
It was designed to start a fight.
All right, here's one for both of you. So if they made a movie on your guys' life, which could happen, who plays each of you?
Oh. Well, Sandra Bullock's too old, but I think Sandra Bullock could play Renae.
Yeah.
But she's too old. I'm trying to think of somebody young.
Who is a young Sandra Bullock?
Yep. Jennifer Lopez could play you, but she's old.
I think Sandra Bullock is more.
More you.
Yeah. But who's a young
Who's
Sandra
the
Bullock?
girl
That's a
that
good
people
question.
say that, oh my God, you look like her? The girl
Oh,
from...
Idina Menzel.
Maybe Idina
But
Menzel.
she's right there.
I would have to play me because nobody can have what I have. But I'm thinking, Channing Tatum. I'm thinking the dude from Twister. What's his name?
The dude from Twister. Who's the guy from Twister?
If Brad Pitt was younger, he could probably play me.
I don't know. Who's the guy from Twister?
I don't know. I'm just trying to be crazy and think of.
Pick some studs.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't. I think one of the reasons I don't work in Hollywood is because there's not a Steve Trevino type.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of somebody that is in the acting world that is my type. Can you?
That's interesting. That's true. Who do you think, Rick? Did you think of an answer to this question?
Don't say Danny DeVito. He's too old. That would hurt my feelings.
There goes my answer. He's Cuban and not Mexican, but Marcelo Hernandez on Saturday Night Live. I met him the other day, and he's actually got a vibe like you.
Oh, I want to meet him,
don't
dude.
know him.
Please tell him I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
But you know who that made me think of? Who's the actor that played Eva Longoria's husband on Desperate Housewives?
Oh, maybe. People say I look like a sexier Adam Sandler. I get Joey Fatone. Maybe Joey Fatone could play me.
You just want someone tall. You're just making
Joey
up tall
Fatone's not
people.
tall.
I bet he is.
He's probably
Taller than you.
5'8".
Let's see.
I'm finding out right now.
5'11".
There you go. See?
And he's almost my age, and he does look a little bit like me. Back streets, back of my. He does kind of look like me. Now here's a question for both of you. I found it very interesting. Somebody at the father-daughter dance came up to me and he was like, "Man, I thought it was you." He goes, "But you look so different with white in your goatee." He goes, "All the videos I see of you didn't have white in your goatee." So do I need to color it, or I don't know.
That's for the comment section. Should Steve color his goatee?
I don't. White hair doesn't bother me. I know some guys do. You don't color your hair, do you, Rick?
No, not at all.
I just always think it looks so weird. Like we know a couple of people. I don't want to call them out, but they dye their hair, and it's like jet box, like the
Black.
box color dye, jet black hair. And I just think it's
It doesn't go with the face.
It's so weird and obvious, and like, no, don't do it.
Yeah, I know some guys are like, "Oh man, I'm getting grays," and I'm like, having grays doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But
you also come from a family like your mom's side of the family, they gray crazy early. Like your cousin has a head of all white hair. He was like graying in his 20s.
And I have it peppered in there.
Yeah.
It's not like
it's very natural.
I don't know. I also get, and maybe it's just me, I get a little frustrated with men in particular that are so obsessed with trying to look young. It doesn't work. To me, it's like, dude.
Why do you make it a male thing? Because you say that, and I'm like, well, it's kind of the same with women too. Like at some point, we're all gonna age. It just happens.
Right, but I think that women dyeing their hair is different than men.
Yeah.
I don't know. But women dye their hair. But they don't.
But we dye our hair anyway.
But they don't dress like they're 25. The dude I'm talking about, like, tries to look young. They try to dress young and hip, and I'm just like, dude.
So it annoys you when a man does it, but we expect women to do it.
No, I don't understand. No, but what I'm saying is I would be. I am also, when I look at a woman who's like in their 40s and they're wearing clothes that 20-year-olds wear.
Yeah.
I look at it the same way. Where it's like, oh, honey, like, sweetie, you know, it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like with the dudes, I'm like, and especially for a man, it's like, dude, aren't you a dad? Don't you have other shit to worry about? Shouldn't you be coaching or, I don't know, like doing something? Like, you're concerned with your outfit at that age?
Your outfit. It's weird to hear you say outfit.
Right,
even.
but-
That's like not even a word you use. It's weird.
But like even like, you know, my friend Rick here, you see Rick, he looks his age. He doesn't look, you know, he doesn't dress. I mean, the only thing that Rick does that I think still works, he dresses like a man, but he wears like Jordans.
His cool sneakers.
But he still dresses like a grown-up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Rick?
Yes, but how old do you think I am?
28, bro. 28.
Thank you, sir.
But we do have to give our sponsors a big shout out. Aztec Chevrolet and, of course, Coastal Bend Auto Group. They will match any price. Old Salt Coffee. Renae has been blasphemous here at the house and tried to sneak in a little something.
I tried to switch to like one of those super coffees that's low acid and has probiotics
Yeah.
and like adaptogens and other things in it.
No bueno.
And
Back to Old Salt.
Steve said cut that
Nope,
out.
the Old Salt's too delicious, and I know the difference. Old Salt Coffee, pick Cherries. Make sure you download the app. And we are working very hard at RAL to get all our sizes in for all you guys. So thank you so much for watching, for supporting the Trevinos.
Thank you.
Sorry that Renae brought up the goats, and sorry that I'm starting to act like her and hurting her feelings when I act like her. That's a wrap. See you guys next time.
Why you gotta get the last word?